Moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Cincinnati Bengals. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Heads up, lead. Come on, 49, come on. Come on. You better break it. Slam. Jack. Heavy.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Big series right here, so we got to step it up. Tight dog.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
2-by-2. Move. Check 6 guys. He's coming. Heavy. He's coming. Double up.
Despite only needing one, Dalton to throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Watch the pass.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Jabal Sheard wreaking the defensive havoc. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Rush in.
Dalton now, the pass. Green brings it in. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy... touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally, and then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
68.
Snap came and won. Now here's Dalton. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that that could be a really, really frequent combination. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Colts are going to get it at the 20.
Mike 52, Mike 52. No game on this defense, no game. Where's 52? What?
Naeem Hines, his first carry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. This is Hines. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
57's a mark. 57's a mark.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TV. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They begin the drive with Hines. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack, but I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone and into the offensive backfield. He's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TF, and he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Jordan Evans He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. Looking deep for Hilton. It got his man complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton, 95 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, they were back in the shadows of their own goalpost, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, the conservative, easy call, run the football, take care of it, create some space, pump the ball away. But no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
And they got burned there. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
7-7, our score after 1. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 58's the mic. Go 58's the mic. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Share. Swing up.
Now Joe Mixon. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Ladies! Wild Bill, Wild Bill. 58, right over there, right over there.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. Complete to his tight end Sample. The end result, 21 yards.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46.
Yeah, 5-6. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike.
So Dalton now. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Dalton picked off by another Horned Frog, Jason Verrett.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Pull it together. Check the call. Hey, Mike,
now it's Hines. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big run there, 29 yards and a 1st.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Come on, set. Here we go, here we go.
They'll run here with Mack. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Again, it'll be Mack. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Third down. It's Hines. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. This situation in the fourth quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Check 3, check 3, check 3.
5-6. Regular.
Dalton. He's got Green. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And that's complete. It's Green here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati first down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Hands up. Lead.
Mike, 58.
Nice.
Here we go.
You draw Corker.
Defense on deck. On deck. Watch twins.
Nixon will try the right side. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Leave!
58 to Mike. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. 58 to Mike. 58. 58 to Mike. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. We got double up. Double up. Check the backer. Check the backer.
Hands up!
And Dalton to throw. 20. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 18. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
Hey! Big L 368! Hey, zoom! Hey!
Under crunch.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown, man.
You're looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Play fake, Brissett. It's caught by Funches. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch the twist. Check 52 to Mike. Check 52 to Mike.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
We got it. We got it.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And Bullock will put this one through. So how about the turn of events there at the end of the half?
This is one where you go charging into your locker room having collected 3 points you didn't expect to get, and you look across the field and you see guys kind of pointing fingers at each other like, dude, how'd you turn it over and make us give up 3 right there?
This one taken from the 7. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Play action now. Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Switch.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he gets it to Funchess, complete. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Hines. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Check. Lucky.
They go play action with Brissett. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 52, Mike, go. Rip left. Mike 52.
the gun, Brissett. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And a return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon, and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That good for 19 and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Bang, 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 bang.
Back to Mixon on first down. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him.
Hey, let's get in them holes.
They'll go with Foreman, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. They'll run with Mixon. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
From the 2 now, second and goal. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
This is Mixon, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly,
in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Jordan Willis gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
It's second down.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field.
To throw, Brissett. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Watch the run. No. Check that. We got Mike 52 right here. 52. Check 52 right here.
Brissett from the gun on third. Complete to Hilton. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on third. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. 52's the Mike, boy. 52. Here we go, here we go. 52's the Mike. Mike 52.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the third quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
Brissett now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They run with Hines. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Carlos Dunlap on the tackle. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 37.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter, and that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and 4. Brissett. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
On first down, Mixon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 33-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
44. Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44. 44.
Dalton here from the gun. Open man is Ross, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 22 yards there, a first down.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
18. Here you go. 368.
First and 10 for Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Here you go. Can.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and it finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. The Colts on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4th.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
57's Mike. Mike 57.
Brissett to throw for it on 4th. Looking deep. He's got a man. Complete. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Going for the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Brissett. Funches has it complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 32-yard line.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Colts' 1st down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Campbell making the catch. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins. Brissett now. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Brissett on 4th down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap. And the Bengals will get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Andy Dalton. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
What may seem a little unorthodox to some people, got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
Yeah, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross. So a decent gain, but all for nothing. On the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. He's got it at the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That's good for 28 yards. Dalton operating in the red zone now. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Darius Leonard in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Cincinnati, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back.